let's get your view on Mikel Arteta. Very animated. Coming out of his technical area as well. Quite a lot, actually. Yeah. Not just stepping out of it, running down the touchline and screaming and shouting. What do you make of that? Do you have a problem with it? Do you want to see more managers?
I didn't like it.
What, as a player on the field, you didn't like?
I didn't like watching it last night, I wouldn't have liked it to a certain degree. Look, Arsenal supporters are going to be all over it. We've got a couple in the studio, in the office, and they say they don't mind it at all. I don't understand how he's allowed to be outside his technical areas so many times.
Nor do I.
That is something the officials need to cut down on. That they need to stop that. Even when Eddie Howe basically said, "Listen, calm down, okay." Like, firstly, it weren't a penalty, and he was going way over the top.
About the handball at the end.
The handball at the end. The Dan Burn one for me was a penalty. I think it should have been given a penalty. On the flip side, I thought Dan Burn should have been given a penalty as well. On the other, another shirt pull in the box.
Yeah, I agree with
that. The handball wasn't a penalty. And because it was the last minute of the game, Mikel Arteta was running up and down the touchline. I just looked at him and thought, it's too erratic. You need to be calm in moments like that. And I know he wants the penalty and he's passionate. And as I said, Arsenal supporters are going to love that. I didn't like looking at it, and I didn't like the way him and Eddie Howe went at it as well. Eddie Howe was partly to blame to a certain extent by saying calm down when he was so animated. He should have just let him get on with it. But they need to stamp down on it. The officials need to stamp down. Otherwise, he's going to continue. He was nearly in the corner flag at one point.
I do find it bizarre as well. Now we've got VAR. We've got, video evidence. You still get players surrounding the ref. You still get the referee being surrounded by, various managers screaming and shouting. Yep. When it's like, well, someone's looking at this. Yeah. It's not my call anymore. It might be in a minute. They might say, go and have a look. But I've given my view. Yep. Now they're looking at it at Stockley Park. I just find it nuts that there's always surrounded when big decisions are being made.
I agree. If it was down the other end, if Zinchenko or Tomiyasu or whoever, Tierney, who was on the pitch, if that had happened and it hit his arm where he was... I mean, Murphy weren't even looking. He was sliding into blow. He weren't in unnatural position. If Newcastle got the penalty, Mikel Arteta would have run on the pitch, maybe, and confronted the referee. His arm wasn't out wide blocking the ball. It wasn't a penalty. And even at the end, I never hear, and managers don't have to do this, I know, but I never hear Mikel Arteta praising the opposition. He's proud of his players, and I get that. Absolutely, you'd be proud of your players. That's okay, but you have to be dignified to a certain extent, and you have to be gracious as well. Newcastle came and done a good job, done a number over Arsenal, really, and they walked away with a point. He didn't congratulate them at all. You hear Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe says he's a fantastic manager, fantastic coach. Yeah, I've no issue with him. He's very gracious, he's complimentary and he's respectful, and I don't really see that from Mikel Arteta.
Do you think Arsenal fans like seeing their manager very animated?
I think they will, yeah. I don't think you'll find many Arsenal supporters saying, I want to see him stand in his box. They've had too many managers like that where they've not been passionate, and Mikel Arteta is maybe gone a bit over the top in terms of passion, but that's the way he is. I don't think we're going to change that unless they stamp down on that he has to... Neil Warnock would step half a toe out of his technical area and he'd be booked immediately. When I was at Palace, he'd be booked and sent to the stands. They need the officials who are the powers that be need to stop that and say the technical error is there for a reason. Otherwise, you're going to get this all the time.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.